why don't we just focus on All Dogs Go to Heaven instead? Oh, speaking of which, it's our next subject. It's the story of Charlie B. Barkin, a con artist German shepherd who escaped the pound and returned to his casino that he used to own with his ex-partner, Carface. But Carface isn't amused that Charlie returned, so he made Charlie drunk and killed him with a car. The end. Nah, just kidding. He goes to heaven and then comes back to Earth by reversing his life watch or something. Then, he rescues a little girl from Carface called Anne-Marie, who has the ability to talk to animals. And he uses her so he could steal and gamble out of the animals she talks to get a buttload of money. This is our hero, ladies and gentlemen, the character we're supposed to be rooting for. Anyways, Charlie would start to have feelings for Anne-Marie, and he would save her from being drowned by Carface and the legend himself. The idea of this film goes way back to when The Secret of NIMH was finished. The original idea was 3 shorts of a German Shepherd private eye with Burt Reynolds as the main character. But the idea was scrapped after the first studio was bankrupt. Then, in November 1987, Bluth, Goldman, and Pomeroy had a story meeting and decided to bring that dog idea back. Morris Sullivan said that the reason why they want to do a movie with dogs is that some of the best animated films like Lady and the Tramp, 101 Dalmatians, and The Fox and the Hound all feature dogs. During that meeting, they were thinking about the title. They wanted something that's an eye-catcher and that's provocative. So Don thought of a title that he heard from a story in the 4th grade called All Dogs Go to Heaven. Once they got the title and the main idea of the story, they filled the rest with some plot elements from It's a Wonderful Life, Little Miss Marker, and a guy named Joe, or Heaven Can Wait. For the voices, they got Burt Reynolds like in the original idea, and Dom DeLuise, aka the John Ratzenberger of Don Bluth films, kinda, as the main characters, Charlie and Itchy. To record their lines, they did it together and they asked Don and the gang to leave the recording room so they could ad-lib in peace. Another pair that voiced together was Vic Tayback and Charles Nelson Riley, the voices of Carface and Killer. This would be the last film for Judith Barcy, the voice of Anne-Marie and Ducky in The Land Before Time, before... You know what? I'm not gonna say it. I'd rather you guys not know why is this her last film. If you guys want to know what happened to her, go find out yourself. But I must warn you, when you find out, you will regret it for the rest of your life and will always think, yo man, I should have listened to Animat. Anyways, during production, there was another Sullivan Bluth Studios that opened in the US, and John Pomeroy left Ireland to be in charge of the American studio so they can finish up the animation there. Like in The Land Before Time, they had to cut some parts of the movie because it was considered too scary for kids, and now have a new goal to tone down the rating from PG to G. Most of the scenes cut were the parts where Charlie gets hit by the car, and his nightmare scene where he's in hell. Unlike other cutscenes that are gone, Bluth is the only person right now that owns an uncut version of the film. Whether or not that uncut version will be released on home video, it'll probably take a while. When it was released on November 17th, 1989, it was like The Land Before Time. All Dogs Go to Heaven was out at the same time as another Disney animated film. But this time, well, how can I put this?
Can't keep a good dog
It was freaking nuked by The Little Mermaid, getting only more than $27 million at the box office. And if that wasn't enough, wait till you hear the critics! While a few liked it for the emotional aspects, the humor, and the bright saturated colors of the film, they bashed it for the narration, the inconsistent animation, and the songs of the film. And what's worse, They did it all by comparing it to The Little Mermaid. Can you say ouch? However, even if it had a bad rap in theaters, it became a legend in home video by being one of the best-selling VHSs of all times, with more than 3 million copies sold in a month. After that, it got a sequel that was released in theaters, a series that lasted for 40 episodes, and even a Christmas Carol of the film.